What up, y'all? We're here in the hatch. We're on our way to pick up some stuff for this week's video. So we decided that we were gonna take it for a spin, make sure everything's running good, all that good stuff. Just a little while ago, it did have like a weird misfire. And I don't know if it's the AC, because the AC is on, but it kind of like wants to flood itself. So I don't know. It's running good now. There's no check engine light or anything like that, but it was kind of weird. So we'll see how it goes. But as of right now, it's running pretty good. These transmissions are kind of weird too, because like the gears are super long, bit being a single cam and stuff like that. So like right now I'm in fourth gear. I'm going 65 miles an hour in fourth gear, which is kind of weird for a Honda or whatever. So, but today's video is all about paint. Today we're gonna paint the calipers. So we're on our way to pick up some materials to do some caliper work. It has the drum brakes in the rear, so I don't know if I should paint the drum brakes, or how it's gonna come out if I do paint the drum brakes the same color as the calipers. I'm a little bit picky, so I don't know. My wife told me to paint them, so we'll go listen to her. She's the boss. So we'll pick the stuff up. We are gonna paint the drum brakes and the calipers. Let's see how it ends up. What's up, guys? All right, so we're back in the garage and we got the shop Crocs on. I love shop Crocs. So yeah, you guys are definitely gonna see a lot more of the shop Crocs every day. So I like being comfortable when I'm working in the garage and stuff like that. So definitely a thing. Anyways, moving on. So as far as like the paint and stuff for the calipers, we didn't end up going with the yellow. We tried to get as close to like that spoon looking yellow as possible, but not like into like a banana type yellow. So I think it's a pretty good yellow. Hopefully it'll look good on the calipers and all that good stuff. It's not like a neon either, so you know, just a little bit so you guys can notice there. So as far as paint work in general, right? Anytime you're doing any type of paint work, whether it's on the car, whether it's on plastics, whatever the case may be, the prep work is the most important part. If you don't do good prep work, if you don't get the surface ready and clean, then it's not going to end up being a good job. It's not going to grab. You're going to have chipping paint. You're going to have all sorts of crap. So prep work is important. Speaking of prep work, what we got was we got a mask. We got one of the wire brushes for the drill because there might be some rust and stuff on the rear drums. I'm going to paint the rear drums and the front calipers. So we want to make sure we clean them up as best as possible first. Then we got scuff pads. We got your tack rags as well, or tack cloths, to clean up the surface after we get everything off, make it really, really clean, get all the dust off so the paint really grabs. We got our primer, and then we got our trash bags to cover everything else up. We want to cover the struts up. I don't want to be getting paint on the struts, the lower control arms, or anything like that. So we're going to try to keep it nice and clean. We're going to keep it nice and tight. We're going to put a fan on so that we're not getting overspray and stuff on the car. So we're going to jack up the car. We're going to put the jack stands in. And we're going to get the wheels off. And then we're going to prep all the wheels, the calipers, and all that good stuff with like your plastic. And we're going to tape up like, you know, nuts and bolts, the springs, the pads, because we want to try to make it look as clean as possible. We don't want to be just spraying all crazy in there. And then we got, you know, the rotors as well. So we don't want to be painting the rotors or anything like that. So it should be interesting. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so we got the car on 4 jack stands, good to go, nice and secure. Want to make sure that it's really even and all that good stuff. We're going to take the wheels off here shortly. I was a little bit worried because I bought this jack a little while ago, and I had never used it on this car particularly, and so I thought it might. I readjusted the suspension in the front and lowered it, so I was almost not able to get the jack under there because you need like lowrider jacks and all that good stuff to work on some of these cars, and I just don't know that this one's low enough. But we got it in there, got it on the jack stands, didn't damage the core support or anything like that, so that's a positive. So we're gonna keep moving along. We're gonna get the wheels off here shortly. All right, guys, so on this first one, the drum, we went off with the drill in there, and basically you want to break up any dust particles or anything like that, try to get as smooth a surface as possible. And now we have our scuff pad. So what you want to do with the scuff pad is like all that stuff that's like rust and stuff, you just want to try to get as much of that stuff off as possible. So this will take me a little while, but like I said, the prep is the most important. So if I bust my ass and do the prep work the right way, then the fun part is the painting, because I won't have to worry about having to go back and strip paint or anything like that. The paint will grab on really nice and clean, and we'll have nice, clean looking paint. So all right, guys, so this one right here, I haven't actually done anything to it. So if you look in there, you see all that dust and all that stuff, like the dirt, the gunk. It just looks nasty. So if you come to the other side, this is how it should be cleaned before we paint it. And we still have to go in there with the tack rags and all that good stuff. And we're gonna have to get up still some dust and stuff, but it should look cleaner, nice, smooth surface, just like that. I didn't get all of the rust. You don't have to get all the rust off. As long as we can clean it and there's no rust falling off, I think we'll be in good shape when we get the spray. All right, guys, so we got most of the prep work done. We went ahead and taped everything. We tried to put plastic in there. I used bags, plastic paper, all that good stuff. I wanted to cover all the suspension, the lower control arm, to make sure that I don't get any overspray anywhere else. I only covered the fenders close by because I'm not gonna be shooting really far away anyways. We got the fan going too, so we're gonna make sure that it's not, pushing paint into the white areas or anything like that. After, I'll make sure to check to make sure if there's any overspray or anything like that. If there is overspray on the rest of the car, then we'll figure it out at that point. We'll just, we'll do a paint correction or whatever the case may be. But hopefully, this should be relatively quickly. I'm gonna spray it in there. It'll be three coats, just to make sure that it covers it really nice and good. And then, should be straightforward. The last thing I have to do before we get started is the tack cloths. They have adhesive on them, so they pick up all the dust. So I'm gonna make sure that I get in there nice and clean. I'll probably use one tack cloth for the two back ones and then one for the two front ones. Because you wanna make sure once you start getting dust and stuff, it doesn't hold the adhesive as much, or the adhesive is covered with dust. So you wanna make sure that you have fresh ones to clean up and get it nice and clean, ready for the paint. All right, so this is the exciting part. We worked hard, we prepped, taped, and this is the good part. You start painting and stuff. So stay tuned, and let's get it. So the first coat, you want to go far away, and you want to go light. You don't have to coat it, put a bunch of paint on there. You just want the paint to get on the actual rotor, and so that it starts to grab together, and then you'll let it dry for about 10 minutes. Make sure you shake your paint first. Really, really good, because sometimes if you don't shake the paint, it'll like sputter out, and then you got to start from scratch. Let's go. Just trying to lay it on there, just so it gets a good grab. A lot of time when people are painting, they're trying to cover it all up the first shot, and that's where you get runs and all that stuff. So it's not what you want. Even though we're just using a spray can, it's really important to use the same technique that you would with a compressed gun. Forgot to put my mask on. You always want to wear a mask, even when it's spray paint. So for the first coat, we waited about 15-20 minutes. It's nice and dry. I tapped it a little bit. Feels nice and good. So we're gonna go in there and do our second coat on all the calipers, and we'll wait another 15-20 minutes, and then we'll continue to move forward. Alright, so we finished up the primer on all the calipers and the rear drums. We went back in with the tack rag just to like kind of get any other particles off of it. We made sure it was dry first before we did that, and then we basically just cleaned the primer again the same way we did before we put on the primer. And now we're gonna go with the paint. So like I said, first coat, very light, so on and so forth. Hopefully it comes out good. We're gonna see. we're done. We finished up. Hopefully you guys end up liking it. Me and my wife, we loved it. We loved the color, the way it came out. It's a perfect yellow. I really like the yellow. Like I said, eventually it's going to have more yellow accents. Don't want to give too much away, but it is going to have more yellow accents in the future and stuff like that. Right now, we just wanted to be able to go to the car shows and stuff like that, make it look a little bit cleaner and enjoy the car as we continue to do things to it. So stay tuned. Please don't forget, like, comment, subscribe on the channel. And yeah, this is it for this video of Carlos Garage. Join us on the next one. Appreciate it.